webinar as well.
You're live.
Good. We're still catching up about business stuff.
I haven't written. I forgot to write a header for this.
Here we go. We've been on this for 20 minutes.
I know, I forgot to do it. Oh dear. Anyway, so this is welcome to Lessons from Building 50 Client Funnels. Paul Green, everybody. Woo!
Yeah, I feel like we need a sound effect.
Can you introduce yourself, Paul?
Hi, I'm Paul Green. I am co-founder of Client Funnels with Helen Tudor, a company that helps coaches and consultants get better leads, better sales calls, and better conversions.
Yes.
Is that right? Is that what we do?
That is what we do. So tell me, Paul Green, what is a client funnel?
So a client funnel is a high-level stuff, a smart, interactive way to engage your clients and make sure that you're getting on the phone with the right people. Low-level stuff is a quiz funnel.
Which means that
we use a quiz platform called ScoreApp. We engage with an audience to bring them into the quiz funnel. We use the quiz funnel to select the right people to take forward to the next steps to qualify the perfect clients so that we can then sell to an engaged, qualified audience on the other end.
Nice. So you've built 50 funnels.
Yeah.
In what? Less than 12 months, would you say?
Way less than 12 months.
I know. I was thinking, is it 6 months? That seems ridiculous.
I think it's probably about 5. I could probably have a look at when I did the very first client one. That's in the first one I got paid to build. Yeah. So I've been building yours for probably about a year. I think it's about a year ago we sat down and started mapping out your first one, or looking at one that you already had and tweaking it. But yeah, I think it was because I remember having a conversation in January that I was going to go all in on sales.
Yes.
And it was a couple of months after that we then decided to turn it into this. So yeah, I reckon 6 months.
50 funnels is a lot. Which has been your favourite funnel to build? Tell us about it.
Good question. Do you know, it's a really hard question to answer because I have favourites for different reasons. So I have favourites in terms of my favourite funnel in terms of the actual physical funnel, but I didn't really have a huge amount to do with the physical build, was probably Judith Keys when we did that one. Because that was we just did the strategy for that and Judith went away and built it. But concept-wise, that was really strong and just a real nice funnel to do and fill in. In terms of return on investment and kind of the ease of the process, I think the most recent one that we did is probably one of my favorites because literally I created it in 2 hours, end to end. And that's the one that generated us the most leads on the end of it.
Tell me about that one then.
So it was a webinar funnel. It's the first time, obviously.
Oh, your audio's gone funny for me. You've gone quiet.
There, how about now?
You're back now, yeah.
Oh, weird. Yeah, so it's obviously you've been doing webinars for a long time, but this is the first time I'd say we've built a webinar within the client funnels process. So,
you've gone funny again.
Usually,
I don't know. Why is it going funny? You'll have to change your mic. So don't worry, guys. Talk amongst yourselves.
How about now?
Perfect.
I've unplugged my mic.
Yeah.
Who knows what's going on there?
Don't know. Anyway, sound great now.
Yeah. So as I said, for the third time, you've been doing webinars for a long time, but this is the first time we built a webinar inside the client funnels process. So the main difference for us this time was rather than just collecting name, email address, phone number, which is what we were doing, we asked 5 questions on the way in to find out who the people were. Now, this was brilliant for 2 reasons. Firstly, it gave you a real kind of informed picture of who your audience were. So, typical Helen Tudor, you had no idea what you were going to talk about, or you did your notes like 10 minutes before. but this time it meant that there was almost a bit more structure to it because you knew who the people were. You had 5 really simple questions that allowed you to know who these people were, know what they want to hear from you, know what they need help with. So I found this webinar, and you said it yourself when you came off, it was one of the best ones you think you've done. And it was so focused on fixing the problems of those people in the room. And I think it's because we knew the people. So, we were really targeted with who we brought in the first place, which we always do with a webinar, but you never really know who's going to turn up. Like when you put in, especially if you're doing organic marketing for it, you never really know who the people are going to be that are going to turn up. But we knew who these people were going to be. So it meant your content was so focused and so value driven. I mean, it was 40 minutes of pure value all the way through because you were solving their problems. But the other thing for us is we outright asked them if they wanted to talk about the next steps. So rather than saving the pitch until the very end, within the sign up process, we said, do you want to have a call with us? Do you want to speak to us? Do you want to know? We can help you.
Talk to us about joining the LinkedIn Business Mastermind. Like, it was that explicit. It wasn't like, do you want a strategy call? Do you want a free time with us? Do you want to talk about your results? It wasn't. There was nothing remotely like. It was almost like it was so blatant. It was like, one of the questions was, what things of Helen's have you bought already? And then the second question was, do you want to talk to us about joining the LinkedIn Mastermind? That was it. And that was so explicit, but I just thought that was genius, really. I think when you said, like, what questions should we ask? And I just reeled off 5 questions. I didn't really think about how powerful that was going to be, but I just thought, you know what? Sometimes I sign up to things because I know I want to buy the thing at the end of the webinar, but I don't actually want to watch the webinar because I know I just want the thing. Yeah, and I think people are quite savvy like that. So I just thought, let's ask them if they want to talk to us on their way in. And they did. Oh, you've gone underwater again.
Wow, I've got no mics plugged in. I've literally got nothing plugged in now.
Weird.
How bizarre. It's just straight off my laptop.
I can hear you though.
Yeah, so I think for us it was amazing. And from that, so we had just over 300 people sign up for the webinar and 35 people. So just over 10% of people put their hand up and said they wanted to speak to us.
Amazing. Can't hear you at all now, Paul. Keep doing your sad face.
Better?
Yes.
I keep getting the thing at the top of my screen that keeps saying your microphone.
Oh, gone again. What is going on? Is it Mercury retrograde?
I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, you're back now.
I'm plugging my actual microphone back in again. This is ridiculous.
This is brilliant. Brilliant telly.
Yeah, always. I'm glad. We're really good, aren't we? Right.
Right, now you're really loud.
Good.
Oh, no, you're really quiet. Oh, no, loud.
I've plugged my actual microphone back in.
That seems better.
Back in settings. Who knows what's going on? The kids have probably been messing around in my office this morning and they've probably spilt something on something.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like someone spilt a coffee in your microphone, yeah.
Probably. It's probably what's happening.
Right. Back to webinar.
So it just meant we were just so focused on delivering for the people who were on the webinar, but also the end goal, which was selling. We were really kind of focused on it. It meant that when we then came to pitching it and we came to the kind of follow-up, we knew the people that we wanted to focus on. We knew the people that were likely to take the next steps because they've already held their hand up. And it just means that everything you do is way more informed, way more focused. There's nothing worse than, being that person who, you go to a webinar because you're just starting out in business, or you just want a little piece of information, you want a little taster, and you genuinely can't afford to take the next steps. There is nothing worse than being absolutely hounded by sales messages. And we know it's going to happen, and we all know the process of going to a webinar or something like that. But with our process, with this Client Funnels process, it means that you don't stress those people out. Like, we keep them nurtured, we keep them engaged, we keep them in our world until they're in a position to take those next steps from us. But we're not going to bother chasing them. We're not going to bother trying to get them on the phone. We're not going to put out that message to everyone, right? Everyone's come on the webinar. Who wants a discovery call? Click this button. And all these people start speaking to you because they just want that other little piece of information. At the end of the day, the purpose of the webinar is to make more sales.
Yeah.
and to help the people who are ready to be helped. Doesn't mean we're not going to do anything with the people who are not in the right position financially, but we've got to protect our time. We've got to make sure we're giving our attention to the right people at the right point. And this just allows you to do it in a much, much more intelligent way. And then going into these conversations knowing where people need help. It means we're perfecting the 10-minute sales call as well.
Yeah. So one of the things that I was going to ask you about is the difference between someone who sells something in the physical realm and somebody who sells something online. You've built funnels for both, yeah?
Yeah, so I've built a couple of funnels actually for physical products, but the one that's been the big one is someone who does garden offices. And what the biggest thing for him has been, he gets loads of inquiries through his website, constantly inquiries through his website. I'm really interested in your product, interested in this, interested in this. So what the funnel for him, what it allows him to do is to firstly screen out the people who are not in a position to buy and never will be, because he's quite premium. So, the people that are looking for a $5,000 garden office, no way. He has nothing. I think he starts at 20 grand. So you've got to be in that position to do it. There's only certain parts of the country he can deliver to. So again, he screens those people out. But the most important thing for him is he finds out when they need the thing built, and then he prioritizes the people he speaks to based on their timeline. So if somebody needs a garden office built in next month, then he can fit them in next month, versus someone who they're kind of not bothered when they have it done. They need it done, but they're not bothered. It just means he can now really quickly, a couple of times a week, go into the scorecard, see when people need their garden offices built, shuffle them around, prioritize the right people in the right places. And then the ones that are not ready to kind of commit right now, or that pay a deposit, but they're going to go further down the line, because he then nurtures them through the nurture sequence and talks about projects he's doing, it keeps them engaged, it keeps them excited, and it stops them having second thoughts. Because again, that's another huge problem. People pay deposits, which is 10%, $2,000. They're happy to lose it if they change their mind. I can't commit to 20 grand anymore. I'm going to lose my $2,000 deposit. That's fine. But because of the way he funnels them and engages with them, it keeps them there ready for when their time comes up.
Nice.
Game changer for everyone.
Yeah, I think, what's the thing you've learned from building 50 funnels?
That personality is really important. My very first few funnels, it's really funny. So I had a session with a client the other day who I built her funnel 3 months ago, I think. And we had a meetup just to go through some of the data, and we read the scorecard and we were like, this is awful.
It's kind of like...
Yeah, the questions were like, what is this? And we went back through and rewrote them. The essence of the questions were still brilliant, and it still got everything that they needed, but we're like, there is no personality in this at all. It's like, do you have a team? Do you have a budget? Do you have this? Do your staff enjoy work? Do you feel like you want to get out of bed every morning and whatever? It was just like, there is no... Because, this person's really funny. They've got a really good sense of humour. They're really light-hearted and everything. And it was like, so it's got to be a different person to get on the phone. So yeah, for me, the personality is so important through the whole process, from the second they click on that scorecard through to when they get their very final email from you. It's got to be personality all the way through it.
Interesting. What's been your biggest frustration with building 50 funnels in 6 months?
Building 50 funnels.
I know what my biggest frustration is, but what's yours when it comes to client funnels in general?
Mine is just it's waiting for the stuff a lot of the time. So I'm very much get up and go. Like, I'll have my diary in front of me and it's like, right, today I'm building this funnel, and I'll start going through it, and then I'll be like, do you know what would be really good to put in here? This quote or something and then I've got to go back to the client and say, can you just send me this thing over? And then it takes 2 or 3 days to get something back from them. And you're like, this is just...
Lose your momentum.
Yeah, and then what happens is you then have, we've always planned to do 3 funnels per month, and you end up with like 6 or 7 on the go at one time, because you've still going through, and it feels very bitty. Whereas when I do my own process, as I did with the webinar funnel, I was literally like, right, I've got nothing in my diary for 2 hours, turn everything off, head down, and let's just do this and just crack on and get it done. But I still I do love working with people, because, when I watch those videos that you do. Yeah.
A bit like with my LinkedIn stuff. I've never met somebody I can't help on LinkedIn, and I've never met somebody I can't help with a client funnel. So I really enjoy that. Frustration is people who put all that effort, time, money into building a funnel and do nothing with it. How many leads you got in your funnel? None. Oh, how come? Well, just no one's filling it in. Okay, how many times have you posted it today? Well, not really, well, no one was really filling it in, so I think I might have to redo it. So I posted last week. That drives me insane.
Well, I had that right at the very beginning. It hasn't happened too much now, but right at the very beginning, there were a couple of people that emailed me back and said, my scorecard's not working, so I've changed it. And you're like, I've just spent a good half a day building your scorecard for you, and now you're telling me it doesn't work. And I'm like, and then I go in and I look at the data, and I'm like, the data's not telling me this doesn't work. They're like, yeah, but nobody's filling it in. I said, yeah, but no one's viewed it.
Yes.
I can see the statistics for the people who are looking at the landing page. Do you know what I mean? If I click on it and it's like 20 people have looked at the landing page and nobody's clicked the button to sign up, then absolutely, let's start looking at it. But it's like, you've had 2 people look at the landing page.
Yeah, of course.
And they've both got the same IP address. And funnily enough, that's where you live. This is the thing. And this is the thing that I love, because I am data driven, and I will analyze data until the cows come home. So I cannot be bullshitted because I have the data. Like, I have it in front of me. So when people are like, oh, but it's not working, all right, let's look at it. Let's see why it's not working.
I love it. Okay, cool. So why are you now changing the model, the business model?
I am adding to the model. There's a lot of people that want this. There's a lot of people that want to do this. There's a lot of people like me out there, actually, that are like, I really want to do this, but I want to understand how it works as well. And, sometimes it's not as simple as just having something built for you and putting it out there. Sometimes, you want to understand the process. You want to understand how it works, why it works. From a purely selfish point of view, from us, we can't scale 3 customers a month without having to bring someone else on board, which, is definitely an option for us. We've both said we don't want to run an agency, really. So, the only way to really scale this is to teach it, which is what we're going to do.
I love that. So for me, no, actually, this is the interview news. So what are you most excited about when it comes to teaching it rather than doing it?
I'm really looking forward to other people kind of just seeing the power of this process and the possibilities. One of the best things about being an entrepreneur is spotting opportunities. And when we hand this process to another entrepreneur, they're going to spot other opportunities with this. They're going to see other things. They're going to see other possibilities. Quiz funnels are not new, but the way we use it for webinars, 5-day challenges, soon to be lead magnets, I don't know many other people who are doing that. And that's been the game changer for us. The quiz funnel in itself was a game changer a long time ago, but we spotted an opportunity somewhere else to deploy this. And I think if we give this process to 100 entrepreneurs, someone is going to spot a new opportunity and a new way of using this and a new way of working. And for me, that's the exciting bit, is to see our process be developed and see it be changed and see it just growing and evolving and becoming this movement of people who are selling in a better way.
Yes, and I totally agree with that. Like, I could have built a done-for-you LinkedIn agency and kept all my secrets to myself, and just kind of said, we'll do it. We know the process. We know that, so we'll just do it for you and you can pay us, a couple of grand a month. And I could have built that up quite easily to, 100 grand a month more, probably, like you say, with the right people. So it's quite a simple process that I teach and all the rest of it. But what I wanted to do was teach hundreds of thousands of people how to do it so that they were empowered to do it forever at no further cost to themselves. Like, the stuff I teach on the LinkedIn is a skill for life that never leaves you. And I feel like this is the same.
Yeah. And we've said that with the done for you, haven't we? That we will build it one time and you will be able to replicate it. So it's the same philosophy. we'll show you how to do it one time, and then the possibilities are endless, really.
It's exciting, right? So tell me all about Client Funnels Academy Beta, which is open now.
So the Client Funnels Academy Beta is an academy where we will teach you the entire process end to end. And it is our process. It's going to be templated, so you can go through and pick out exactly how to create the perfect landing pages, how to write the perfect questions, how to have the perfect results page, how to engage your ideal clients through the email nurture sequence, how to incorporate video, how to bring in messenger bots and WhatsApp messaging. But fundamentally, the whole purpose of this is how to have smarter sales conversations. Yeah. So how to understand, I was mapping it out again this morning, and it's like the very first module in the program is ideal client avatar. Surprise! Helen's here, ideal client. And the final module is actual client avatar, because you will know who your actual client is by the end of the process. Whether you sell to them or not, you will know who this person is. And the information you're going to get from the process in order to really understand these clients, understand what they want, understand what they need to create products and services and things around them, having intelligent sales conversations where you know the problem they've got and how you can solve it. That is literally, we're going to take you through that entire process step by step. And if you're not tech savvy, we're going to teach you the tech side of it as well. Because I'm
not going to teach you the tech side of it.
Paul. Oh, who is then?
So
put your name on those modules.
So ridiculously, we've priced this at £750, which seems silly now. But anyway, we've made that decision because it's not built yet. We are building it as we go, like an aeroplane off the cliff. We are building it as we go and hoping it flies.
It will. It's going to fly.
The good news is Paul's a real life pilot, so I'm pretty confident the plane's going to fly. And I'm just thinking about that, like £750, not even £1,000. And as soon as you get your funnel up and running and out there, there's a pretty strong chance you're going to get someone on the phone and sell them something for £750 or more. And after that, it's a self-funding experience. You're in profit, basically. As soon as you've made a sale off the back of it, it's free money. You're going to be making free money from us, which is very exciting.
I had a conversation with someone the other day, and I was talking about the price, and I said, we know the process works. We know the process in and out. We build this for £5,000, so we know the process works. If we charge someone £5,000, the reason you're paying £750 is it's almost like it allows us to dick around underneath. We know the process works in and out, inside out. But this is different in the way that we know how to teach theory. We really know how to teach theory. But it's the first time we're teaching the tech aspect of it. So the reason it's £750 is because we need your patience with that side of it. That
definitely
we will be coming back to you and saying, follow this. Does it make sense? Follow this. Have you just built a funnel? And you can come back and that's the exciting bit for you guys, is you can come back to us and say, actually, no, it doesn't work. I would prefer this.
Yeah, we need to know where the stumbling blocks are and the bottlenecks are, so we can make it the most amazing program in the world ever.
Yeah.
It's no point in just making something and selling it for £3,000 to people, hundreds of people, and then them all saying, this doesn't make sense. I'm not learning what I need to learn, and I've just got, to me, it doesn't make sense. So the point of having a beta period, if that makes sense, is going to run from now until Christmas, right? And that gives us plenty of time to get this right. It's going to be built, it's going to be tested, it's going to be tweaked. You guys are going to be using it, trying to break it, really being brutal with your feedback, so we can make it as accessible for everyone, as useful and easy for people to execute, because otherwise we'd literally just going to be wasting everyone's time, including ours, right? Which is pretty damn precious. And
it's probably worth saying with that, there's going to be different levels in terms of how we teach it as well. So there'll be the basic funnel building. So if somebody's not very techie and doesn't want to be very techie, you can do a really basic funnel that will deliver you very, very similar results.
Yeah.
We're then going to layer on the advanced funnel, which will be the messenger bots and segmenting audiences and things like that. But You don't have to do that side of it if that's not your thing. So it's very much going to be a program where you pick and choose the bits you want to do. We're not necessarily going to expect you to work through the whole thing. So yeah, we want it to work for as many people as possible because we know the process is really good.
Hang out with us for 3 months. I mean, that's worth 750 quid, isn't it?
That's a true story. What, we paid them £750? Come and be my friend.
So we've had quite a good take up so far, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got 8 already.
Got a few people already in, and it's really interesting seeing the different types of people as well, which is cool. And I just love new things, right? So this is all very new and exciting. And next year you'll see it scale and grow. So if you want to be in right at the beginning, never to be repeated price, yeah, now's your chance. You need to send Paul a DM, not me, because I am up to my eyes in other things today. And I won't be able to get back to you. But I'm busy following up all the leads that we got from the webinar that we did.
Yeah, this is the thing. We've generated all those leads and now it's like, here you go.
Now we've got to turn them all into cash. That's the plan.
Well, I looked and I did a quick, if you do 20-minute calls, it's 6 hours.
It's fine. I've got one at 10 a.m. So that's in 3 minutes. Nice. Let go and get ready for that. But yeah, I mean, you'd be mad to miss this, basically. Yeah, I think this is what they call an absolute no-brainer. Get in now. You'll be in the academy for life. Yeah, people stay in forever, right? And you'll have access to the training forever.
Yeah, and we'll always be adding to it and tweaking it and changing it.
And you can be the people you can be like the OGs, like people 5 years ago, like Deb Agar, like still in my world now, still part of the gang. 5 years ago, she just put her hand up to join this thing that she didn't really know what it was, and it became the LinkedIn Mastermind, which has obviously been a quite successful program, if I do say so myself. And I expect this to do exactly the same.
100%.
Exciting. Right, thank you very much, Paul.
Thanks,
everybody. Have a fab day.
Bye.
Bye.